Good morning to everyone. It's time to get up. Step off time this morning was about 7:02. Which means by about 8 o'clock, 8-ish, I'll be back in the house, showered with a good cup of coffee. On the machine to work. My cup of coffee really doesn't have anything to do with any of this, but what does is the fact I made a choice to do this at 7:02. I chose to get up. See, sometimes I don't think you guys realize that you guys make decisions oftentimes that separate you from the masses. I've heard some great leaders say some cool things like observe the masses, do the opposite. And another one, actually one of my managers, we'll just call him Mike. If he sees this, he'll know who I'm talking about. He once told me, he said, Dallas, that's my name. He said, Dallas, it's on a birth certificate too. He said, Dallas, you gotta own your calendar. And that can mean a few different things, but you know what? That doesn't make him less right, it makes him more right. Because owning your calendar really just means know what's on it and know that everything that's on there is a choice. Everything. Wait, no, Dallas. They work put these meetings on my calendar, and I have to be there. I mean, if you don't like it that bad, there's other jobs. Like, I know that sounds extreme, but that's the way it is. It still means that everything on there is a choice. But here's the thing. When it comes to observe the masses and do the opposite, listen, I just walked through a neighborhood and I'm about to walk to another neighborhood. So to get out of the construction zone here, there's thousands of people in it. Thousands, literally, thousands. The crazy part though, including the couple of people I see coming up here now, I've seen less than 10 people out doing something. Okay, but maybe some of them go to the gym and I won't see them. You think it's thousands? I don't. The point is there's a lot of decisions you can make. And you can decide to get up, or you can stay where you're at. It's 6:30 this morning. I get it, it's not the earliest anyone's ever gotten up, but I actually woke up about 10 minutes before my alarm went off after having a combat veteran-like horrible night's sleep. I could have hit the alarm and rolled over for another hour and a half. But that's when a decision has to be made. I chose to observe the masses and do the opposite. I mean, right now, the masses aren't sitting there with about 30 plus pounds on their back. And I mean, it's not exactly the heaviest rucksack I've ever carried. But that is literally a walk a mile in my shoes before you say something type of statement. Your choices each morning determine the rest of the day. This is one of those activities. It's like going to the gym anyway. I mean, I work a lot of different muscle groups, but to me, the big common denominator is that getting out the door is that hard stuff. Everything else is one foot in front of the other. And the best part, just like going to the gym, when you're done and your body's giving all it can give, you feel better. You feel better about doing it. Maybe you're sore. Who am I sore? But I feel better right here about doing it. Because I knew, or at least I know, staying in bed wasn't moving me anywhere. It wasn't moving me forward. It wasn't making me physically stronger. It wasn't making me mentally tougher. Obviously I got my share of combat friends, guys I serve with. And it's been 10, 11, 12, dang. It's been like 13 years since my last deployment and serving with those guys. And some of them out there grinding harder than I am right now, by a lot. But here's what happens, right? Everyone who chooses to get up, everyone who chooses to do something, everyone that chooses to own their calendar, chooses to realize that they got the same 24 hours I do, and it's a matter of how they spend it that determines their growth mentally and physically. Everyone that does that has made another decision. They will not compromise. Too often in society we compromise. We compromise our integrity. We compromise our values. We compromise our standards. In our home we have standards. But for me personally, as a man, as a child of God, as a husband, a father, a brother, to people who ain't blood brothers with, but I'd go to bat for and I'll take a bullet for. I have standards. Like, I don't believe it's anybody else's job or responsibility to take care of my family or to protect my family. That's me. That's my job. To lead my family. That's my job. It's also no one else's responsibility to make me get up and move. To make me do the right thing when no one else is looking. That's my responsibility. Now, I'm not compromising on that. You see, I plan on being around for a lot of years for my family. I love serving my wife, serving my kids, protecting them. So, oh, you serve your kids. Hey, listen. Greatest leader in the history of leadership is Jesus Christ. He led by serving. Don't get it twisted. I didn't say pampering. It's serving. I didn't say coddling. I said serving. I think one of the biggest issues in this country is we don't take responsibility. We don't take personal responsibility and accountability for our own actions. The two things we have the greatest choice in are our actions and attitude. So well, they made me mad. Well, who made you mad? It's your attitude. My wife and I were joking about this the other day. Like, feel like I was gonna go outside, but there was weather out there. There's always weather out there. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's like now, where it's 80 degrees and humidity's about 95%. It's like walking in thick water soup. Like, that girl had an attitude. We all have an attitude. You choose what it is, mind you, but we all have one. Some are good, some suck. And if you get up and do the hard thing, when sometimes it doesn't make sense, that's when you grow. You do it with a good attitude and you do it with some enthusiasm. I love being out here. It's just me and God. And about 8 people with headphones in. I know, I got mine too, but hey, I still say hi to everybody. You know, still pet their dog. Some of them. But I do it with the right attitude. Because that's, again, my choice. It was my choice to get up this morning. It was my choice to get geared up. Because it does, hey, at 50 years old, it does take some time to get myself ready. But I do the prep the night before. And so my time gearing up in the morning is minimized. So I get up, I gear up, and I get moving. It's kind of a 3G network there, right? Like that 3G is old school. Get up, gear up, get moving. Because the 4G is, I got God on my side. So I know I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna be okay. And if you're not Christian, you're not a believer, got it. But I am. And the cool thing about this country is that's another choice I get to make. And like all these choices I just mentioned, all those are choices I will not compromise. So listen, whether you're watching this at 8 a.m., 7 a.m., 10 p.m., I used to go out and work out for my PT test for the Army about 10 p.m. because that's when the kids were asleep. Kim was kind of settling down. And I could go out there and do what I had to do to be physically ready to serve this country. And that sounds cliche. I really don't care. Because that was another value, another choice, another decision I was not compromising on. So no matter what time you see this, hopefully it gets you to a point where you can get up, gear up, and get moving and go. Y'all have a good day. It's good talking to you. See you on the next side.
1, 2, 3.